Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this rear gatefold card. Folds flat to go in an envelope and it has a gatefold at the back. I would say almost a gatefold. It's a hospital gown gatefold, but it doesn't really matter because it is in the back and the front looks as gorgeous as ever. So I will bring in the ingredients. They're quick and easy. It reminds me actually of the double column card I made recently with the sunflowers. This one is just a little bit easier to put together. So these are the ingredients. There is a piece of designer series paper and I've used the florals in bloom, and it is 5.5 by 5 1/4. So I cut the whole piece out, but then I cut it at 1 3/4, then the next piece was 2 and it left 1 3/4, because you'll see the pattern flows across and then it keeps the continuity when you're looking at it on the mantelpiece or the bookshelf, wherever your lucky recipient wants to display it. The body is a piece of, let me just move these up out of the way because we don't need them quite yet. The body is a piece of bubble bath and it's the usual 8.5 by 5.5, but it's scored in some different places. It's scored at 2 inches, 3 1/8, 5 3/8, and then 6.5. You don't have to worry about writing down the directions. They are always on my blog for you to be able to find at a later stage. So let me just bring in my bone folder, because actually they go backwards and forwards, but as long as you've got them folded one way, you can always fold them back on themselves. So this is how the card will look. There is a piece of basic white, because this card doesn't really have a front. I mean, it's got a very decorative front, but not one you would want to write on. There's a piece of basic white for the back, and that is 2 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that on right now. Then we don't forget where it is or where we're putting it. So that's that. And then I'm going to attach the designer series paper in the order that they go. So this goes on the left piece. That's the 1 3/4 section. Then we've got the 2 inch section. Goes in the middle and the front. I mean, it obviously just depends where in your designer series paper you cut it out. I had a trauma with this one because I didn't want to hide that marvelous flower, and I was going to put a different shape and size of greeting part on it, but I think that banner works just well and it leaves the flower whole. So there are the pieces that make the card. So like I say, the flowers, I have got the Pretty Florals stamps and the Pretty Florals dies. So I die cut this lovely little flower out, and then I'm going to use this one, which is the overlay, and I'm going to stamp it in Petunia Pop. It's one of the 24-26 in colours. So I'm just going to bring it in, and on the here's one I made earlier die cut flower, I'm just going to stamp that, and it just gives it a nice pop of definition. And then while we've got the ink open, I'm going to stamp my greeting. So this Hello Friend came out of the December 2024 paper pumpkin kit, and it's one of my favorite greetings because they're obviously, when I'm doing videos, I've got lots of samples and then I like to send them out. So what better than to send it just to hello a friend, because I only know so many people with birthdays and all that good stuff. So what I also did was I die cut some greenery. Oh, that's fallen down. I just cut this one, but I don't need the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim it a little bit down, And actually I might as well trim the one for the back too while I'm busy, just because the size of space that I have available isn't as much. So I'm going to bring in the silicone mat, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on there and then attach the greenery. And then this is going to go just, whoops, on the back, on the top, to sort of give that a little bit of extra when you come to sign it. And the one for the front, oh, it has stopped working. And actually I do believe I rather silly did that upside down, but never mind, it will still look okay. So it's just on the back. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the greeting. I don't know why my rolling adhesive has decided it's not going to cooperate. And I cut this. This is one of the bigger banners from the Stylish Shapes. And this piece of basic white is 7/8 by 2 3/4. If you are interested in the size, that's just enough. That fills it nicely. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this on the front. It's not quite as traumatic as this one, but I still want to try and save as many of the flowers as I can. So I think I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to put it on with dimensionals. But of course we need to be aware that this sticks out over the edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop 2 dimensionals slightly more to the right, and you'll see why in just a second. And then I'm going to pop that on across the 2. So it's going to be supported enough, but I wanted to pop the flower on with a dimensional too. And if you have too many dimensionals, if you have double thickness, it makes it too fat to really go through the post office. If they check it, they could charge you extra postage. So I've just put the dimension there. The other 2 are here because I can feel them. I mean, I don't know if you can see down in there, but there are 2 here and this one, and when it goes through the mail, it will squish down and fold flat. So there you have it. It is a rear gatefold card. So you can just choose where the greeting goes, because of course you're only sending one to one person. They're not going to go, oh, that one's a little bit different. I always think that when I'm making cards, like, oh no, they're not exactly the same. It doesn't matter. The person who receives the one they get thinks that it's an original. Well, it is an original, but you know what I mean. So there you have it, my lovelies. I'm going to be doing some traveling and some not be around as much during the summer. So I'm going to try and get myself some videos done ahead. And I thought I would do a series, as it were, of gatefold cards. So this is the first one in that series. The next few Technique Tuesdays you'll see will most likely be a gatefold, because then it keeps with the theme. So if you like what you've seen, please consider subscribing. Give me a thumbs up. I do appreciate those very much. If you have a question or a comment, pop those in the description box below. And in the meantime, thanks so much for watching.